Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the Pacers versus Raptors NBA matchup on Monday, February 26, 2024. If you like all the free picks we do at Pickdawgz, you'll love our premium picks, our best bets. Use the discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have products meant for people who make big bets, people with big bankrolls, people looking for that one-on-one concierge style service. These are not available on the website, so you got to text the number you see on the screen. So if you make big bets like I do, text that number. But let's get to this one. We've got the Pacers taking on the Raptors. Pacers on the back end of the back-to-back after playing the Mavericks on Sunday. And of course, when you play the Mavericks, well, you know what's going to happen. Heck of a lot of running up and down the court, and I think both of them certainly knew that going into this one. But when you see the Raptors coming into this one, 21-36 on the season, the thing about it is that the Raptors are actually playing some pretty decent basketball coming out of the break. I know that we've had a good time at their expense on our live show. We certainly have had some negative things to say about the way the Raptors have played this season, but boy, since the break, they've been pretty solid. Meanwhile, the Pacers, this has been one of our teams for years, whether you've seen my videos on this channel, on other channels, or anywhere, live shows. I love mid-market, smaller teams, that you generally get more value in the initial line than you do with the New Yorks and Bostons and LAs of the world, Chicago's, just the way that it is. Smaller market, more value in the line. It has always been that way. Even with the good teams, look at the Thunder and the Magic, look at the value that you get in the line with those teams almost on a nightly basis. But when you look at the Pacers, in the restart, and this was a team that doesn't have a ton of depth. They have a lot of good young talent on the team, but when it comes to the depth department, not exactly all the way there yet. It takes time to build it, and that's what separates the good teams from the really good teams, is they just have that deep bench. So when the guys take a spell, it's not all of a sudden 10 points in the other direction. When we look at this Pacers team, they beat the Raptors back in mid-February, back on Valentine's Day, and then back in November at Indy, it was the Raptors getting the best of it, 132-131. So these teams have met twice this season. They've split them, and it's been the road team that's gotten the best of it each time. The Raptors were 2.5-point dogs in each of those games and covered the spread in both of those games. When we look at, the Raptors since the break, like I said, they've been pretty solid. That game in Atlanta, oh man, that's just textbook, right? You're betting against the Hawks as a home at home pretty much has been as easy as it gets this season. And for the Pacers, well, they drew a pretty easy schedule out of the break, but at the same time, they really ran up some pretty big numbers in those games too. When we look at, the Raptors offense certainly coming around, and that Pacers defense still terrible from the floor, a little bit better from the perimeter, where the Raptors are not very good. And the Raptors, one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the NBA, and that's a big problem. They are decent on the boards. Of course, the Pacers offense just absolutely prolific, man. Track team is what I call it. Not afraid to go up and down the court. But the Raptors on the defensive side certainly are better on the board. I think in this one, it's just one of those things where it's like, I like the way the Raptors have played. I think that you could certainly see an angle there. You could certainly see a path. But I see more of a path for the Pacers. I'm going to take the Pacers in this one, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. 100% free, and they'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.